How you doing? Today is Saturday, my third day. Is it a third day? No, I've been in Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Today's Saturday. Fourth day on the trot. In here. Yeah, alright, isn't it? I wasn't going to come in today if I'm honest with you. I've been doing family things this morning, really enjoyed myself with the girls earlier, but they've gone out now, so I've come in for an hour. It's getting on in the day. I'm not going to get the welding gear out. You've got to get everything out for a couple of hours worth of welding to put it all back again. It's a big job. That said, I'm not going to end the video now. We've still got plenty to be getting on with. I think a good job to do will be to get the rest of the wiring loom out. The front's all out, the headlamps, whatever's around the front, all the stuff that was in the engine bay is all disconnected. So we've got the backlights to get out. I don't even know where the loom goes, so I'm presuming over the roof, because there's certainly nothing downstairs. Behind the dash, I've never been behind there before, I don't know what's there, so yeah, it could be a lengthy job. I don't know if I'm going to get it all out in one hit. Very tempted to just chop it out, throw it in the bin, get rid of it. It's knackered. I'd like to make a new loom for it, but really getting this one out in one piece will be a good reference to make a new one. I also want to convert it to a negative earth car. It's currently positive earth, and put an alternator on it. I've never done any of this sort of stuff before. I can do electrics. I've fitted bespoke engine management systems, aftermarket ECUs, electrics I can do, but I've never had to think about things like a fuse box solution, or you know, the wires that come off the back of the alternator. I know you've got an exciter, I know you've got the main, I know how it works. I've just never had to make a full wiring loom before. You can't get a much simpler car to learn how to do it on. Perfect for the job. It's a retro mod. You've already guessed now that this isn't going to be, it won't have a radio, it's not going to be a conventional car, do you know what I mean? I don't even know if I'm going to put a carpet in it, we'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, no radio, none of that carry on. But it would be handy to have some modern stuff, so it would be handy to be able to charge your phone up. It would be handy to be able to plug a sat nav in somewhere. You know, it might have an electric fan on it. I can't say that. We don't know how we're going to power the ignition system. That might be a better way of saying it. So lots to think about, lots of exciting stuff to do, but we need to get this loom out first. So, yeah, let's get ripped in. Right, we're round the back today to see if we can get these back lights out. Now, I've already filled the boot up with junk, and I don't want to take it all out, so I'm going to try and work around it the best I can. Let's get rid of that for starters. Okay, let's see how these lights are connected, shall we? Looking like bullet connectors for everything. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I've already spoke about wanting to put an alternator on it, and the reason I want to do that is because you can get some really high, am I even in shot? You can get some really high output alternators nowadays, and if you ever want to put something on there that draws a lot of current, an alternator will be better suited. And there's another reason as well, but I can't really remember the name of the process. I think it's the reason why they put sacrificial anodes onto the hulls of sailing ships and boats. Something to do with electrolysis, is it? Galvatic corrosion? Galvanic corrosion? Anyway, if you've ever seen an old really old car with a rusty battery terminal on the negative side of it. That is basically galvanic corrosion. Oh, these are a hoot, aren't they? And it's where, like salty water, road water, becomes an electrolyte, and it causes a chemical reaction. They both come off. Yeah, and it causes corrosion on the negative side of the battery. Well, if you've got a positive earth car, then that happens to not the negative side of the battery, but the entire car. So after that, after they worked it out, they went to negative earth. So positive earth causes galvanic corrosion to the body shell, where negative earth causes galvanic corrosion to the negative side of the battery, the negative terminal. I think that's right anyway, I could be making it up. Ugh. Right, and that is the back lights disconnected. And all the bullet connectors have come off because I don't think they were crimped very well. In fact, are they even crimped? Do they just push the wires through them and plug them in? That might be the case actually. Okay, let's get some tape. We'll mark those up. In fact, we don't need to mark them up, they're obvious what they are. One's going to be indicator, top one will be indicator, and bottom one with 3 wires will be side light and brake. Let me see if I can pull this grommet through. Ah, that'll be something else we need to think about when we're making a loom. Putting all the grommets in. I've not thought about that. Okay. That must have been connected to the number plate light. No longer connected. Here we go. That is connected. There's an earth terminal on the back of the oh, it's loose. On the back of the number plate light. Oh, no, I understand it. I get it. I'll show you this. I think it's just to cut down on the number of wires. So we've got, how many wires are coming to the back? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 wires there. You'll have 2 indicators, won't you? Then your side lights, that'll be 3. And 4 will be brake. Does that make sense? So you've got 2 directional indicators, which will be 2 wires. Don't know which 2. Then you're going to have side lights, which will be 1 wire. Then you're going to have your brake lights, which will be another wire. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 wires. And then it'll get the earth off the bodywork. Right then, I'm going to take a photo of that, and to do that I need my phone. So I'll see you in a minute. There we go. These, best 15 quid I've ever spent. You get 2 off Amazon 15 quid, rechargeable, awesome. Hands-free lights. Okay, I don't know if you can see because there's a bit of light coming through from the door there, look, but what's left of the headlining's still in it. Now, I don't want it, but I bet there's people out there that would like that. I bet there's people that remanufacture them or would like to try and make their own headline and would like that. So I think I need to try and get it out in one piece rather than destroying it. I don't know how much of a job it's going to be to try and get it out. If it looks like a real pain in the bum, then don't get me wrong, the angle grinds will be going through it. But if I can get it out in one hit, then I might, you never know, you might get a few quid for it. Anyway, I'll have to put you down. I've got to get inside here now. I think the loom goes across the top up here. Across, how can I show you? Let's put you on wide angle. I think it's going down here somewhere on the inside and maybe down. Well, we'll have to see, won't we? By looking up there. Oh, it's there, look. Is that it? Maybe. Anyway, I'm going to put you down again and I'm going to try and get it out best I can. Oh! Whew! Ow! That came a bit keen. Let me tell you, this headline is going to be a problem. I can't get the loom out because the headline is in the way. And there's no obvious clips or anything on the headline. It just might just be sprung loaded and pushed up there. I don't really want to destroy it if I can help it. I might have to look online to see how you get it out. Okay, I need to get this headliner out, and it's seconds away from having the angle grinder put through it, let me tell you. Ooh, well, that was a bit of a job. I had to have a look on the internet to find out how you get the roof liner out. It turns out it was just so much as sprung by its shape and sits in there without any clips. So once you knew that, it was really easy to get it out. And that's going straight in the flipping bin. Oh no. Yeah, they saw then. What a carry on that was. It's that grommet stopping it. Oh dear me. That fella. Right, that's one grommet off. That's two off, right. Okay. Now, what a clever bloke would do would be to get some wire, tie it to the end of that, then when you pull the loom through, you leave a bit of wire in there so you can pull it back through again later. Let me just see if I can find a bit of something. Right then, so here I've got the That might not be the one to choose. Let's choose another one. Any random Y without a terminal on it. Right, no terminal on that one. We'll make a hook in it, a loop in it. We'll make a loop in that. Loop them together. And then we'll tape them together. And hopefully that'll stay there. And just go over it again. Might just need squeezing with the pliers just to make it a bit thinner. This is a bit of wire. I must have used it before for a similar job because it's covered in silver paint. So second time we've used it. I don't like throwing things away, you know. Okay, I'll give it another wrap. I'll regret this the other end when I take it apart again. Okay. Right, let's see if it'll pull through now. Might just have to try them individually, they don't want to come. That's one. Two. This one's got a terminal on it, so it might not pull off. Straight through. Not straight through. There it goes. 3. Hello? Are you alright?
I'm not allowed to come in.
Who's not allowed to come in?
Me.
You can come in if you want to. Has Mummy told you you can't come in?
It's just dirty in here, so I don't think I am.
Have you got your fancy clothes on?
Yeah.
Oh, don't get dirty, will you? How was your party? Alright? Where are you? You going to come and say hello to the camera? Nope. Gone again. Well, I'll be honest with you, I think I've bit off a bit more than I can chew for a steady Saturday afternoon. It's looking like the old dashboard's got to come out. And I'm not sure if you have to take the steering column out to do it. Have you ever sometimes wondered what the bloody hell am I doing? I'm having one of them moments. Right, they're all soldered joints, so they aren't going to be coming out. That'll sound good on video. Oh. Yeah, they're all soldered, so they must be a loom of their own accord. It'll have a bullet connector somewhere. Yes, you bugger. That's the speedo out. Oh my god. Bloody Red tape everywhere. That must have been an earth. This, we found this. Right, we need to video this. This is the switch for the headlights. Right, we're in. Let me turn my headlamp on. There we go. So this loom here is for the headlamp switch, and you can see it's all the same colours in there. They aren't going to come off there. They're definitely, whether they were soldered from the factory or somebody else has put them on again, I don't know, but that looks pretty original to me. So I'm going to video this for my own reference as well. Light blue there, look. Dark blue looks to have, well, you can't bloody tell what they are. Looks like green and a red tracer. It's on its own. So we'll unplug that. Then we've got a brown with two wires going in there. That can come out. Then we've got a black, which I'm going to assume is an earth by itself, and a power. I'm saying power, it could be anything. Well, that's that. That's those now out of the way. Right then, let's see what we've got at the back of here. So, I don't know what that was. I pulled two bulbs out. This one, yeah, that one, yellow and white, was for ignition. It's not focusing very well. There we go. And there was one on the other side as well. Okay, so the green and the woven one was for oil. What are those top ones? Main beam. I like that one. That can. Oh, which one is it? There's two there. So I think the top one's main beam. Doesn't want to come out. I have to fiddle with that. And then the red and white and the red and white will be the illumination for the speedo. And the big one in the middle will be the speedo drive. So I'm going to put you back down again. I'm going to unplug this lot. Yeah. Oh, hey, it's all progress, isn't it? We're getting a bit done. I've just been fiddling about with the indicator switch, and whoever tightened the screws up were either King Kong or his brother, because they won't come out no matter how hard I try. I don't think it worked anyway, and I just tried turning it and it fell apart. So I think we can now assume that's junk now. I can't feel any connectors or how it is connected at the back of it, and it's clearly hardwired into the loom. This is the wire that goes to the switch. So I think what I'm going to have to do is, I can't imagine it being hardwired. It must have a plug on it. But what, oh dear, a bit more fell off. What I'll have to do now is just attack it, maybe try and cut the screws out and just see what's on the back of it. Managed to get the wire through for the wiper. That's there. I think we've got wiper, heater motor, and that one dangling that you can see in front of you now is, where's it gone to? That one is interior light. Yeah, right, I'm going to set about that and focus on it for you with a load of extreme violence. Okie dokie. So before I pull this apart, we really need to get a video reference. I don't know how easy it is to film it. There we go. So, left to right. In fact, the terminals are numbered. Number 2 terminal has got this cloth, green with a red tracer. There's nothing on 3. Number 4 has got a green plastic wire with a red tracer. I think that's number 5 at the end. I can't quite see. Yeah, number 5 has got green with a white tracer. Directly underneath that is a plain black. Has it got a number? No, I don't think it has. Next to that is a lime green by itself. Oh, that's number 1. Yeah, number 1. Okay, so can we see that again? Woven cloth for 2. Nothing on 3. Red and green for 4. Sorry. Green with a red tracer for 4. Green with a... Achoo! Achoo! How much? Green with a white tracer for number 5. Black down the bottom. Excuse me. Can we see black? Get the light in there. That's it. And then lime green for that one. I think I've got... I've either got tuberculosis or pleurisy. Let's get this switch taken off, shall we? Okay then, that's that off then now, so that'll pull through. There we go. This bit of cardboard is really getting on my pip. And I can't see an easy way of getting it out without removing this bloody thing here. I need to get it out so we can get the wires off the switches at the bottom. And again, that might be a... Oh dear. Right, leave it with me. I've just undone the screws that held that little panel in, that console if you like, and it's revealed more terminals. What a hoot these are. Oh, welcome to a very chilly Saturday. It's about 12 degrees in here today. It was only 3 months ago, it was 35 degrees in here. So we need to get cracking, need to get moving to get ourselves warmed up a bit. I've not been in since last Saturday, so I've not been in for a week. I did say I was going to come in on Sunday to continue taking the loom out. I can't think what we did, we might have gone out somewhere. Anyway, first opportunity to get back in here to continue taking the loom out. The back of the dash is disconnected, or the engine bay is disconnected. Now we just need to feed it from the engine bay through to the inside of the car and get it out of the way. There appears to be 2 clips that are holding the loom behind the dash above the steering column. Whether it's 2 folded tabs of metal or what, I don't know, but it might mean having to take the top of the dash out, so I think we'll probably do that first, get it out of the way. Been to Lincoln this morning, which is about a 3-hour round trip for me, because my mate found a gearbox on eBay, way cheaper way cheaper than anyone we've seen so far to date on the internet. That said, condition unknown. I have spun it round, it seems okay. We got the guy to check the numbers before we turned up, and the numbers rung good, so we know what the gearbox came out of. It's exactly what we wanted, and it'll match the engine nice, so there's that to go at. When I was doing the maths last week, I said that I'd re-recorded that 5 times, right? To my frustration. The reason I recorded it 5 times is because when I first did the calculations, I did it for the wrong final drive. I did it for a 3.7. I thought I got a 3.7. I've not, I've got a 3.9. Had I have had the 3.7 version, it's a really strong argument for keeping the 4-speed in it, because the numbers pretty much match the 5-speed with a 4.55 diff compared to a 4-speed with a 3.7 diff. And it wasn't until the day I posted it, which is a Wednesday, so you can see it Thursday, that I realised I've done all the calculations wrong, so I had to come back in again and re-record it. Bloody hell. So, the argument's not quite as strong for a 3.9 diff, but this is the same setup now as the Academy cars. With the same gearbox as the Academy cars, same diff as the Academy cars, and the engine will be outputting a similar sort of amount of power to the Academy cars. So we've got the same crack as they use for racing. Right, let's get this heater on and let's get this bloody wiring loom out, shall we? Rightio, what we're doing then. So, first of all, I've got the old Derv burner on the go. It's a bit noisy, I hope it doesn't distract too much. It'll turn itself off in a bit when it gets a bit warm in here. Right, yeah, so somewhere behind here the loom is attached to something and I can't get it out. It's stuck up there, so we might have to take the top of the dash out. I don't know how involved of a job that is. So there's that to think about, and there's also just taking out what's left of the hardware, the components that were in the engine bay. So we've got the flasher unit, which in fact I'll just video that for my own reference. I'm assuming this is the power as it's coming out the fuse box. What we've got here, I think, is a permanent 12 volt and a switch 12 volt, I believe. This will have a feed in. I think the green and red, green with the red tracer, will be the feed out, and I think the yucky green will be the warning light on the dash. That's how that works. The switched earth on indicator, so as soon as you give it an earth, the flasher unit starts doing its thing. Yeah, I think that's about it for getting it through to the other side. There's no other big components on it. It's just a case of, dare I call it the fuse box, the fuse block, the flasher unit, and all the rest I think will pull through. So let's get some screwdrivers out and get cracking, haven't we? We've already said that we probably won't be using this wiring loom again, but I'm going to label it up anyway. It might be handy for future Nick, for reference. So when it is all laid out, and should we need to refer back, at least we know what everything did. It's free! Okay, so you can see by now we're getting into this project quite deep, aren't we? It was only going to be a bit of a welding job over summer and I was going to go driving it around, but now we're talking performance engines. We've welded the entire one side of the car up, you know, it's all brand new panels, and we're getting into it really much further than I was expecting to. It was going to be a bit of fun. Now it's turned into almost a sympathetic restoration. Had I have known I was going to be getting into it as deep as I have, I'd have stripped it and sent it off and had the shell blasted. But we can't do that now. We've already repaired one side of it, we've done the panels, we've filled the panels. If you blast it, they'll take all that filler out, all that hard work that we've done. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but it's a kind of be a bit, not counterintuitive, what's the word I'm looking for? We'll be starting from scratch on the other side of it regarding the filler. What am I trying to say to you? Right, this is what I'm trying to say to you. The underside of it really needs cleaning. And I know it's on the ramp, and I know I can get underneath it, but it's dark, you're going to get bits going in your eyes, no matter, you know, it's going to be harder to do looking up at it than what it would be if it was in front of you. And now with everything stripped off it, this car's pretty much at the lightest it's ever going to be and still mobile with the wheels on it. So, I've been thinking, why don't we tip the car up so it's in front of you and you can clean it, scrape it, get the wire wheels on it, do whatever you want to do so you're not lying on your back. All we need is some friends around, make space for it, get prepped up, and we tip it over on the floor, and that means the ramp, there won't be anything on the ramp then, so I can still get the Mazda in at night time. Still get two cars in here, but the Austin will be on its side in the workshop rather than on the ramp. And while I say tipped over, resting on it, I don't mean that. I mean, we could make a frame up or something, a jig to maybe weld to some of the panels that are going to get replaced anyway, like the outer sill for instance, so that when we do tip it up, it's not resting on the side of it, it's resting on a bit of a jig, if you want to call it that. So it's not sat on the floor, it'll maybe be about 12 inch, 6 to 12 inch off the ground, not resting on the side of it. You see, I'm thinking, aren't I? You know what happens when I start thinking? We've got the loom out, we've got the glass out, we've got the dash out. There's not much more to take off. You could take the boot off, the boot lid off, and other than that, there's nothing really much I can take off it and keep it mobile. We don't need the brakes, so we can take the brake pipes off, we can take the master cylinder off, and we can take the slave cylinder off. So there's a few little bits I can be ticking over with while I'm thinking. But wouldn't it be good if we could clean it with the car tipped up? You'd be able to get in, you'd be able to get your grinder on it, bit of degreaser, brake cleaner, whatever you want to do to get all the schmutz off the underside of it. Make a jig. That might be a good idea, you know. We're collecting a few bits now, you know, the engine might be a good one. We've got a gearbox for it now. Some bits will be easier when it's tipped up as well. Getting all the brake pipes off will be easier if it was tipped over. Once we've done that, we can probably put a bit of zinc primer under it and tip it back for now and carry on with the welding. But now is the perfect opportunity to tip it over, and if we do, you know, it won't hurt it if we do, how can I explain it? If we're going to tip it over, we need to tip it over before we repair any of the panels on this side of the car. And I'm running out of things to do in this video now. We've got the loom out, that was the most important thing for this video. That's all out of the way. I don't think we're going to use that loom again. It took me way longer than I was expecting to. Tell you what we'll do in this video. Let's have a look at this back arch to see what's underneath the repair that somebody else has done. That way we can think about ordering some panels in the future, can't we? If we know what's knackered, then we'll know what to buy to replace it. Let's do that. I hope you can hear me. I don't want to take my mask off just yet. There's dust everywhere. I made a right mess. So, this side is pretty much the same as the other side. Probably not as bad, to be fair. But here, there's a massive lump in it. And all that, the whole lot, was about, I don't know, up to like, you know, 1/8 of an inch of filler on it. So I think what we're going to have to do on that bit is put a bit of primer on it, just so we can see what shape it actually is, just to get some of the reflection out of it. So I'll do that in a minute. I'll put a bit of primer on there. This bit is the same as the other side, but they've had a go at repairing it. They've put a patch over the rust, so we'll cut that out. We'll do a better job of that. This one probably isn't as bad as what the other side was, but the inside's gone down the bottom. You probably can't see it, but there's a hole here. So, I'm reluctant to order that panel just yet because we might have to go with the big piece again. And this for this, it's a work of art. This is bloody patch over patch. Look at that big chunk of weld there, look. And they've gone all the way along the bottom with a patch, look. And lots of filler, as you can see. It's all over the bloody floor now. So, I'll have a tidy up and then put a bit of primer just on that back quarter just to see what it actually looks like with the reflection taken away from it. I think, to be fair, it's going to be the same as the other side was, apart from that weird rear quarter. dropped a clanger really. I didn't really intend getting into it quite as deep as I have done. Look at the bloody mess in here, look. What have I done? The only problem is now I'm going out at 4 o'clock. This, we're still waiting for the paint to dry, but that quarter's a really funny shape. It's got dints, it's got high spots and low spots and flat spots, and yeah, I'm sure we can do a better job than what they've done though. That'll look a bit better when the paint's dry and it's not so shiny. And then you can see where the other patches are now, look. Yeah. So we're getting the hang of it, aren't we? Now, while I've been doing that, I've set a little group message up and I've asked my mates if they'll come and help me tip the car over, and they've all agreed. I think it'll be a good way to clean underneath it. And while it's, like I've said, while it's in this mess, it's the perfect opportunity to get it done. It's never going to get any lighter than it is now. So, yeah, we'll tip it over and get it cleaned up. While we're in a mess, we might as well carry on making a mess. They're going to come over, hopefully, on November the 1st. I think I've got enough videos to get you there. I'm about 3 weeks ahead, I think. So, yeah. Might come in tomorrow, but we'll see how we go. So I reckon this will be the end of this video now. I reckon we've got plenty of footage to make a video. What have we done in this one? We've got the loom out, which was a way bigger job than I was expecting to. And we've done a bit of investigation to see what was under all the filler that the previous owner had put in. And we've decided now that rather than do any more welding, we're going to tip the car up and clean it underneath it, because now is the best opportunity to do that. We're going to like, subscribe, ding your bell as we do. Last time I looked, we got 526 subscribers. We're getting there now, aren't we? Bloody hell, fire. Excellent stuff. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I've got a bit of tidying up to do, so I'll see thee in the next one.